Hi there. Just want to comment on a few things I think about the grip. Now, grip is not that sexy a topic in golf, especially nowadays, because people talk about much more about showing in the shaft, and most of the time that's not actually people's major concerns. We've got to start from the basics sometimes, and I see the grip causing a lot of problems. I'm not going to go over the entire grip. What I'm going to talk about here is where the club is in your hand and how it runs through your hand. There can be ever so slight um, tolerances on this, but basically this is something that you should all try and take note of. Now, one thing, if you think about the hand, if we say that the hand runs from the tip of the finger to there, we want to be in a position for both hands that we're putting the club through the middle of it, because that's going to give us the most sort of secureness of grip. If we put the club heavily up one end, up towards the tips of the fingers or up towards the top of the palm there, then we're not going to get the right coverage and pressure. So where that would be, therefore, is much more across the base of the palm, top of the fingers. If you just move it down a few inches into the fingers and then hold it, again, it feels like there's spaces in here that the club can sort of torque and move around, and we can see people blisters and people ripped up gloves because they haven't got it in the right part of their hand. A lot of the time, they think that the gloves are ripping up because the grip pressure isn't tight enough, but 99% of the time, that's not true. It's actually in the wrong part of the hand. So we want it at the base of the palm, top of the fingers, in both hands, and almost as if you just sort of lift the club up and hold it, you pretty much hold it in that spot there. You would hold it in that part across the center, bottom palm, top of the fingers. Now, the next thing to talk about is because the club sits at an angle like this, and I just let my arm hang, you can now see that the club is running through the hand, both hands, at an angle. And I see a lot of people hold the club and try and get their, I'll just show you like this, try and get their hand square to the shaft, whereas it should actually run through at an angle. See that with both hands. And if you actually thought about that now and put it in that part of the hand, it would really feel like you could potentially have quite a lot of wrist cocking and movement, but it just wouldn't feel as secure. The club should run through at a bit of an angle through the hand. And this right hand, you get this trigger effect on the index finger that can also give us a bit more of a secure feel. So it's even more important on this right hand to get it through at a slight angle there. So have a little think about this and have a play with it. Remember, it's more for the middle of the hand, not up one end or the other, and it's also going at a slight angle across. It's not square to the hand. Underestimated and not talked about often enough. Sometimes it can make all the difference if you're trying to get a certain wrist position. It could have been most likely been because of the grip in the first place. So don't flog a dead horse up here if you're gripping it wrong. You're going to waste a lot of time and energy doing that.